I first came over here in 1974 with my dad and my brother at the age of 6. I grew up in Ocala, so this was an easy drive over. I just remember coming here and just being amazed at the size of the track, the noise, and then my dad taking me down to the fence the first time to feel those 40-plus cars, racing around the track, and it's just something that I enjoyed, remembered, and I still enjoy it today. My favorite driver is Dale Earnhardt Jr. I just became a fan of his just because really my son, when I brought him over here when he was 7, he liked Little Lee, so I kind of started pulling for him. Well, the one thing about Dale Earnhardt Jr., he's obviously the most popular driver, and whether you like him or you don't, you always can tell when he takes the lead because you can hear the energy and the noise raised up in the speedway. And when I was here when he won his first race, I mean, it was amazing because it was something that it took his dad forever to do, and he was able to do it, and just the crowd went absolutely crazy, and I think everybody appreciated that because I'm sure it meant more to him just because of the struggles that his dad and the missed close calls that he had here. But I'm sure it meant a lot to him, but I know it meant a lot to the crowd.
Good God, I'm Daytona 500 champion. I can't believe it.
Forever, Dale, forever.
One of the highlights I think I remember is in 1984 when Ronald Reagan was the first sitting president to come to a 500, and that was a big deal. But I remember like it was yesterday sitting in his seat and after the race was over and watching Air Force One take off over turn 2, and that was really cool, especially as a young kid, because it was like that's something you don't see every day. To see Air Force One, but to have him take off over lap 2 or turn 2, that was pretty neat. That was definitely one of my highlights. This has just always been a great place for my family to enjoy the time together. My dad is 81 years old and he can no longer come to this race. But my brother passed away this March. So this year, the 500 will be the first year that I come with my son without either of them. So it's going to be a tough day, but it's something that my dad instilled in me, and I've been bringing my son Mitchell for a couple years. So he and I will just continue the tradition this year. This brings back a lot of history for me. Just spent a lot of time with my dad and my brother here. And this year that neither of them will be able to be here, just continue it on with just my son. It'll be nice. And like I said, it'll be an emotional day because I'm used to parking and walking up with both of them, and that's not going to happen anymore. And so it'll be a tough day, but a fun day. But this is something that, again, you got to come here and experience this race because this is the pinnacle of racing right here. And if you haven't been here, you need to come here. And if you're like me, lucky enough to where my dad brought me into this, and it's just something I'm going to continue for the rest of my life.